Come with me to do some farm chores. We have a bunch of stuff we have to do today, so hurry up, come on, let's go. All right, so the first thing on our list today is adding new bedding to some of the animals' houses. So I'm just loading up the bedding in the tractor so we can go around and deliver it.
Charlotte! Housekeeping!
Alrighty, so the first customer on our housekeeping list today is Charlotte and her ice cream truck house. So we're just gonna take bags of bedding and shove them right through the window. I know you're probably thinking to yourself, but Alyssa, why wouldn't we just walk through the door of her house like normal people? And the reason why is because the tractor is slow and, you know, ain't nobody got time for that. So I like to distract her while I'm inside cleaning her house, so I just fill one of her treat balls and toss it in the yard to keep her busy. This is what the inside of her house looks like. I've already gutted it and prepped it for new bedding, so we're ready to rock. She's got some of her favorite pictures on the wall, like this cute picture of her and I going paddleboarding and her with the woman who helped rescue her and bring her to sanctuary. During summer, she only takes 3 bags of bedding to fill her house up. During winter, though, she requests more for added extra cuddliness. And then we're gonna add some stuffed animals, which inevitably she will gut and tear up, and we'll have to clean them up eventually. But you know, just like giving your dog a toy, knowing they're gonna tear it all up and you're gonna have to clean up a bunch of fluff everywhere, you still give them the toys. It is like 100 degrees here today. It's so hot, but we gotta keep it moving. The faster we get this done, the faster we can stop being sweaty. So let's keep it going. So now we're gonna lay bedding for some of the goats. The first customer on the goat list today is Scruffaluffagus. So it looks like we showed up when Scruff's out and about and not home, but it looks like he asked some of his friends to sit here and watch us to make sure we're doing the job right. I honestly hate when the customer does that. I mean, look at this guy just staring me down. Like, I've been cleaning their houses for years. Do they really not trust me alone in their house yet? And then, of course, the second that we turned our backs, the goats were bombarding our housekeeping cart, tearing everything apart, and fighting the bags of bedding like they were their nemesis or something. And then they started fighting each other, and then when I turned around and looked this way, Scruff had come home, and he's over here investigating and judging the work that we had done. And then I turned around, and scissors were flying, and I was just like, guys, take it easy. I'm just trying to clean your house, you know? But then that's when it hit me, because I looked up and Sandra was sitting in the driver's seat and Jenny was creeping up on the bucket. Sandra was over here waiting to be the getaway driver, and then I was pretty sure the goats were trying to just steal the whole entire housekeeping cart from us. And all I could think of was if Kevin, human Kevin, that is, found out that I let the herd of goats steal his housekeeping cart, he wouldn't be too happy. So then when I turned around and I saw Wrenchin trying to turn on the keys, I knew that we had to just get it together because I couldn't let that happen. We needed this housekeeping cart to be able to finish the chores for today. Anyway, back to work. We're almost done with the bedding, and then we can move on to the next thing. We had to lay bedding in Scarlett and Wilma's house, and then we have to lay bedding in Albie and Wilbur's house.
Watch out, Wilbur!
All right, so explain this to me. I know that these houses are animal-sized, but why do I always smack my head on the door? I'm pretty short. I'm only 5'2". You would think that Kevin would be the one having this problem, but no, it's me smacking my head on the door all the time. Make that make sense? Anyway, so I'm just in here laying bedding, and I turn around, and there's a wasp's nest inches from my head. So I just had to go out and ask Albie and Wilbur why they would let the wasps move into their house. I mean, Albie's always complaining about having Wilbur as his roomie, so why would he invite in more animals?
Why would you let the wasps move in? Why would you? What? You didn't even let them move in? They just moved in on their own? Okay, I'll evict them. I'll evict them today. Okay, as long as you're okay with that.
So now that the bedding is all done, it's time to move on to the next thing on our to-do list. Jump in the truck, friends, because we have a bunch of chores that we have to do today. The next thing on our list, we have to run to the store and go scoop up a 1,000-pound roll of hay. The place that we get our hay from is only a couple streets away, and you just drive up, they drop however many rolls you need on the back of your truck or trailer, and you just keep on driving. I only needed to get 1 roll of hay today because since this place is so close, anytime 1 roll of hay runs out, I can just pop right over and go restock that roll instead of having to get tons of rolls all at once like we used to. Anyway, so now that we're back home, we need to unload the hay. So we're just gonna jump on the tractor and use the tractor to shove the hay off the back of the truck. And then using the bucket of the tractor, we're gonna flip it right side up. Then we just have to cut off all of the netting and it's good to go for the animals. And then we're just gonna park the tractor and put it away and then jump on the 4-wheeler for the next thing on our to-do list. It hasn't even been 5 minutes yet, but the cows are already all over this hay, so I'm gonna stop and say hi really quick. Hi guys, is that delicious? All right, let's get back to work. So now we're gonna scoop up the piggies' pools so we can clean them really quick. We converted these little Tykes sandboxes for kids into pools for the pigs, and they have lasted us years. They've withstood so many piggy cannonball plops, and I mean, just look at them. Still looking so nice and stacking together, making my life way easier and stuff. So we have 4 Ninja Turtles and Mr. Crab. And instead of wasting our time sitting here trying to hand scrub them all, we're just gonna run them over to the pressure washer really quick. On the ride over to the pressure washer, Mr. Crab did not wanna stay on the cart, and I kept having to run back to pick him up.
All right. Let's try that again. Crabby, why? All right, let's try that again. Crabby, don't you dare! Crabby!
All right, let's pressure wash the sea fam. I pick pressure washing over bent over hand scrubbing any day of the week. And I also love how satisfying it is watching all the caked on mud and dirt just disappear. 30 seconds with the pressure washer and Donatello over here is looking brand new again. I mean, look at how gross Raphael is next to him. You know, if I could use a pressure washer to clean everything in my life, I totally would. Just blast the dirt into another dimension so I can move on to the next thing. So now that we gave the squad their riz back and everybody's looking nice and fresh, we're just gonna stack them back up and put them back in the trailer so we can go drop them back off. Obviously, we're gonna put Mr. Crab on the bottom of the pile this time because, you know, lessons have been learned here. Now that we're back in the animal area and the goats are silently just staring at us waiting for our next move, we're gonna drop these piggy pools. I always like to put one right in front of this live streaming camera. It's one of my favorite camera views that we do. So you see the up close angle of the animals drinking the water and the piggies swimming in the water in the background. It's so cute. So Albie and Wilbur both need their own separate pools because Wilbur does not like to share. And of course, as soon as I turned the water on, the piggies came running over for a pool party. Albie, are you gonna jump in the pool? You love swimming, don't you, buddy? You gonna plop? Do a little cannonball? Albie, I think it's time to get you a bigger pool, buddy. I think we need to go rescue you your own crab now. Before we headed out, Albie ran over first to get one good butt scratch on our cart, and then it was back to the house to immediately slip these boots off, slide my piggy slippers on, and sit back, relax, and enjoy an ice-cold glass of sweet tea. Thanks for helping out, Sanctuary fam!